Good evening. This is another edition of Let's Discuss. On Let's Discuss, we bring topical issues that are on the front burners of national or international discourse to your views and your ear. On this program today, we'll be going cultural. We'll be going back to our roots, where we come from. We'll be looking at traditional religion and the impact on the society. More specifically, we'll look at one trending issue today in Yoruba land, which is the selection and installation of kings. And when you look at that today, there are crises or complaints or court cases here and there. And people will say it's because we are no longer following our tradition in Yoruba land. Where is Ifa when we talk about our obas? And that is what will form our focus today on this program. And we have one of those whom God had blessed with the traditional knowledge and wisdom as our guest on the program. A word acclaimed traditional religionist, a lecturer visiting one to so many universities home and abroad, one of us in Osun, with particular reference to Osogbo, Baba Ifayemi Osundagbunu Elebu. Baba, you welcome.
Thank you.
To our viewers, today we'll have a kind of bilingual approach, because what we are looking at can better be explained in Yoruba language. We allow Baba to speak bits of Yoruba and bits of English. Where you need to explain in Yoruba, also when we have to cite Ifa couples, you are free to do so, Baba. Baba, once again, you are welcome on the program.
Thank you very much.
Yoruba land today, the way it is, when it comes to religious matter, how do you feel, Baba? And tradition?
Well, in olden days, when they want to make a selection for a new king to come to the palace, usually they consult with Ifa, and Ifa does not pick a rich man. if I will pick a poor man. Sometimes you see people in their farming, and if I select him, they stop him from work. They remove the rag. They prostrate for him. Say, you are now become our Oba. That's how they used to select the monarch in olden day. And it is not the richness of the person that if I used to see, it's a kind of ori, a kind of destiny that man possesses. Because if you pick a wrong person to represent the whole community, ill lucky of that person is going to affect all the citizens. But if the person possesses a very strong ori, the ori that can withstand trouble, the ori that can bring blessing to all masses, so all the inhabitants, they will be enjoy. That is why you cannot see a king to go from home to home, give them money, because he wants people to enjoy their life. It is their ori who will send the blessing
to those people,
to the people. All the business, all their endeavor will be successful, and they will be say, oh, this is tenure of this man. I buy a house, I marry a wife, I build a house in a tenure of that's how it is. But nowadays we see a king who go to the house and give money to the people because he want to be accepted. It is wrong. If his ori is a very good one, all the people, they will enjoy. The farmer, the businessman, they will enjoy.
Things will be working out well.
So,
but when we talk about Ori and Obas in Yoruba land, are there verses in Ifa?
Huh?
When we talk about Ori, heads,
Ori
and kings in Yoruba land, are there verses in Odufa, Esefato, that confirms this?
There are many verses.
Can we have some of them?
Ori is very important among all deities that Yoruba worship. Even there's one stanza from Ori and from Ifa. Ifa said that Orunmila ní ó di alásàn báròkun. Èmi náà ló di alásàn báròkun. Orunmila ló di ọ̀dẹ̀dẹ̀ níbẹ̀rẹ̀. Mo ní ta ló tó alásàn báròkun. Ògún ló ń tó alásàn báròkun. Orunmila ní Ògún tó bá dé Ìrè tí sẹ́lẹ̀ bàbá rẹ̀ ń kọ́ tẹ́ fún ọ lájá tẹ́ fún ọ ní ẹmu. Ògún ní tóun bá ti rí ẹmu tóun rájá ó ní wọ́n máa jó wọn máa ó ní wọ́n padà sílé òun ni. Ṣàngó náà lóun tó alásàn báròkun. Ọ̀rúnmìlà ní Ṣàngó tẹ́ bá fún ọ ní àgbò tẹ́ fún ọ ní àmàlà tí ọba délé bá ó ní wọ́n padà ní bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ ni gbogbo àwọn òrìṣà. Orí nìkan ló tó alásàn báròkun ẹni. Kò séèyàn tó kú tẹ́ gé orí rẹ̀ lẹ̀. Téèyàn bá fẹ́ lówó orí ni, tá a bá fẹ́ kọ́lé orí ni, kò sí nǹkan tá a ṣe lẹ́yìn orí. So Ori is very important among all the Orisha. And in another stanza, Yimi Yimi Abẹ̀yìn Páálí, Adífáfórí tí í ṣe alábàáwáyé ẹni, ojúwá àbórídó kẹ̀rẹ̀kẹ̀rẹ̀, orí mi ò ṣàìdẹ́lẹ́ni, etíwá àbórídó kẹ̀rẹ̀kẹ̀rẹ̀, orí mi ò ṣàìdẹ́lẹ́ni, imúwá àbórídó kẹ̀rẹ̀kẹ̀rẹ̀, orí mi jẹ́ ń bẹ nígbà ẹni. It is Ori that bring all the wife, the kind of a wife you have, the house you build, the children you have. It is this Ori that bring that kind of blessing to its owner. So the destiny, the kind of destiny, but when we talk about Ori, we talk about the physical head. We are now talking about destiny. What you choose.
Which one is Ori Inu?
Which you call Ikni or Anyama. And it's different. We went to the same place to pick our Ori, but our destiny is different. Some pick a very strong Ori, some pick a weak Ori, some pick successful Ori, some pick unsuccessful Ori. That is where if I come to select, say, this one is the best for the city. In another instance, in Old River, take a look into Ogbeyonu, Ebiti Ekpakeni Yedigbere, Adibafori Sanku Omo Ogun, Adibafori Lemere Omo Ada, Adibafun Afuwape Omo Orunmila. 3 of them would like to come to earth to live. And only Afuwape went to consult with Ifa in order to have a good missioner. The 2 others did not consult Ifa. Afuwape did Ebon. They gave him a salt and 6,000 cows. Obataisa is an artist of Olodumare. He's the one that used to mold all organs of our body. Okay? It is a duty of Olodumare to put finished touch to the clay, therefore become a human being. That is when the heart, leg can be moved. You just a figure, but when Olodumare put the finished touch to it, then it became function. So it is a duty of every human being to come to pick their Ori at Ajala, otherwise known as Obatala. Ajala's house. Ajala used to drink coin beer called Shekete, but has no money to pay. There used to be a woman that come to sell the beer to him. When this woman come, Ajala went to a roof to hide. And Orisoku came. Orisoku met the woman. Where is Ajala? The woman said, I don't know where he is. Wherever he is, I'm going to wait here until he comes because I got to get my money today. Orisoku went to the store where Obatala kept different kind of food. He just picked one. And the other one, the second one came, the same thing happened. Ori Lemere, the son of Ija, he went, he picked when Afuwape came, the son of Orunmila. He asked the woman, what was the problem? Why are you waiting here? He said, Ajala holds 6,000 cows. And if I don't get that money, I'm not going to leave this place today. He used the money that he do the sacrifice, he paid. The woman left. And Obatala reappeared. Ajala appeared and said, thank you, I saw what you did. Ajala led Afuwape to all the stuff. We say, see this kind of Ori, it may be beautiful, but sometimes it used to give problem to the owner. Look at this one, it's weak. Look at this one, and then see a stick that Ajala hold. It toss one, it break. It toss that one, it's weak. Not until it reach one, it makes sand. Coco asks, oh, this might be good. Then Afuwape pick that one. 3 of them met on earth. So they started their life. If you don't have associate with a person in heaven, it may be difficult for you. So all those friends or associate people, they did the same thing in heaven before they come here. So they become friends and went to different fields to do the business. But Orisoku tried, work hard. eventually he had premature death. Only Lemere, that's why it's a Lemere. He walked, it's unsuccessful. Only Afuwakpe walked little, he reaped fruit of the labor. Afuwakpe, and he makes successful life. They keep wonder. They say, is it not the same place that all these people went to choose their Ori? They say it's the same place, but their destiny is different. Mo mọ bí olórí gbẹ̀yàn rí o, mbàrè yàn tèmi. Mo mọ bí Afuwakpe yàn rí o, mbàrè yàn tèmi. Ibì kan náà láti gbẹ̀yàn rí o, àyànmọ́ ò papọ̀ ni. Ibì kan náà láti gbẹ̀yàn rí o, àyànmọ́ ò papọ̀ ni. That is why we need to know which one we want to choose.
Okay, thanks, Baba. I'm really happy about some of these revelations that are coming out. But Baba, there are some, like people will say, "Ori ti o dade, inu agogo deni ti wa." Can we have one or two of those verses in Ifa that this directly with Oba and Ori?
There are a lot of thousands of Ifa mentioned that in olden day there used to be a little horn at the center of head. Anyone that will going to become a king in the future. So that's why the king don't go out. Don't go outside. By the time they have a newborn baby and they saw that little horn, you know, this one is going to become Oba in the future. There's one Odufa tell us saying, the ancient king who first got this horn on his head didn't go out, no social function, just because of the hair. He can't open the head in a public.
Because of the horn.
So Orunmila was at city of Otuife. Orunmila went to answer a call from heaven. Olodumare sent for him to come to do a missionary work. Amosun, the first son of Orunmila, was at home. He sent for him. Come and divine for me. The king do the consultation. And the king opened his head. Look at what is in my head. I want to do something so that I will be sociable with all other people. I can go out, Amosun was surprised. It was amazing. At the center of a king? He didn't know what to do. He was confused. He dig a hole. He said, Oba Huwo, Oba Huwo, Oba Huwo. So that his stomach will be, its mind will be at rest. But there used to be a hunter on a tree who heard it, who saw him, and he spread the news to the town. Say, Oba Huwo, Oba Huwo. The king said, I told this boy to save my life. Why? What is an insult? What is a ridicule thing? The king was mad at Amosun. Then Amosun became hesitant. He now go to the Ikenfa, make the prayer every day, so that his father can come and settle the problem. So one day, Orunmila came. Amosun explained to him, I got a problem. The king sent to me, I never see a horn at the center of a head. Orunmila said, what was the matter? The matter is that when I dig the hole and say, it must spread to the town. What was the response of the king? The king is mad. Orunmila said, okay, let's go to the palace. They went to the palace. Orunmila said, open your head. The king saw him there. Said, today, you will no longer see the horn at your head. Give me 16 snake. Orunmila collect liquid from the snake and make Ifa to eat. And they used to rub the head of the king, and the horn disappeared. Ever since then, nobody can see with their naked eyes say, oh, this man is going to be a king. They don't know. Usually they used
so
to.
So that's the beginning.
In the beginning. So that is why since then, unless some open their eyes, inner eyes, unless Ifa, nobody can say, oh, you're going to become a king tomorrow. Usually they used to see it. But Odu Ifa used to predict, even before a child is born, if it's going to be an Oba. Their parents, they will keep the secret. Say, this boy is going to be an Oba. This is what you need to do. And they keep it secret because of the enemy, because of the, family, jealousy, envy. They may harm the baby. They don't even tell the baby themselves until it's mature enough. Because in a place where they expose the person to the danger. That is what happened in the beginning. So it is Ifa who will identify the right person to be chosen, to be a monarch that his life will be successful, his tenure will be benefit all and sundry. But now that modernization, civilization, Christianization, Islamization, everything went upside down. People don't know what to do anymore. And that is where I've been experienced. And not only that selection by the Ifa, there used to be an orientation, a lesson. A young man that Ifa picked to be an Oba, he now become an elder. They will have to teach him, you are now become an elder, how to behave, how to conduct himself in a manner of elder.
Okay.
When they bring matter to you, this is how you go to enter. Some people, some of the king now don't go through that orientation. How do you want them to behave?
We'll come to that, Baba. The selection process, when if I want to pick an Oba, in Oyo, after the passage of Alaafin, Oba Lamidi Adeyemi, they said about 119 princes signified that they want to be king. How will Ifa select? Even if we are to be 2, even if we are to be 3, even if we are to be 4, not to talk of having 10, 20 or 15.
The number is too much. It is the duty of the kingmaker that we reduce
the number.
They will reduce them by answer and by question them. Okay, what is the history of a distance? What is the origin of your lineage? What is the candidate will be? They will reduce them by that.
That is the screening in the past.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So after they do that, they reduce the size to a small one.
Okay.
By the way, when they get to the small one, like 2 or 4, then they ask Ifa. If I will pick out of 2 or 3.
How will Ifa pick?
If they will ask, they may use Ikinfa, they may use Opele. They ask Ifa, this person, daughter of a so person, if he became a new king for the city of Oyo, Ifa, we want you to tell us how his tenure is going to be. The Odu will appear. That Odu, they take notice. They do another one, second one. The Odu will appear. They take a look into stanza and what Ifa say inside of each one. When this one says, this is what happened. When take a look at it, this one is better than this one. If this one becomes the king, this is what Ifa say what is going to happen. If I will say that
clearly.
If he will say that, in his stanza. They'll be able to pick. So this one is better. Let's pick this one. And they prescribe the atonement to make. Yes.
Baba, I still want us to look at, can you recite some SFR having to do with Oba?
SFR form?
That has to do with Oba, that speaks about Oba.
There's a lot of them.
Let's have
Take a look at Oyekulogbe now. If Oyekulogbe, let's say Oyekulogbe appear, they say Oyekulogbe, awo àwọn adifafa wọn awo inú oko àpèwà àjòyè níta wọn àwọn wọn wọ lóyè ọwọ́ ajẹ àǹbólóyè relé ọwọ́ wa ti wé afúẹ́fúẹ́ mọ́ fún ẹgẹ àǹbó àwọn wọn is a poor farmer. And if I pick him to become a king. So, if it is Oyekulogbe, if I has already picked that one. Okay. There are other stanzas like that. That is why if I usually pick a poor person, you don't pick a rich person. Because it only...
Let me ask you a question. Have you been involved in divination to select a number?
Ever since I've been in self-fry, even when I was little, okay. And I used to be with my master and my father, I used to watch them. And 2010, when I became Araba, there used to be Ajero of Ijero Ekiti. They sent for, even it was 2 weeks to the time before I became Araba. They say they want me to come and divine. And I went there, I went to Ijero Ekiti. We do the divination, we give us the name of the list of those, the candidates for the, I say, this is what the father that appear for the, this is what if I say, this is what is going to happen on this, on this, on this. I say it one by one. I say, okay, look, take a look at this one. If I say this, then all the kingmakers say, oh, let's pick this one. Tell them the story, I tell them what happened, and they say, let's pick this one. And they pick it. So, I've been witness, even the Osogbo year too, we did the same thing. So, but the trouble we have, as I told you earlier, is civilization, Christianization, Islamization. That is our problem.
How truthful can Ifa be when it comes to picking another?
Huh?
How truthful can Ifa be when it comes to picking another? Can't Ifa lie? Can't things be cloudy to Ifa?
So that's the problem. So Ifa, once the kingmaker, they have a lot of responsibility. A kingmaker who has knowledge of all what we are saying, who has his background as a cultural person, yes. Okay. We have no problem. But when you have a kingmaker who does not know about his own background, about cultural, if we misbehave, that is a problem. In Oyo town, we had a meeting with them in Oyo recently. The present head of the kingmaker is a very traditional man. He knows everything. He himself has his own deity and everything like that. So he knows many about the culture. And the past Alafin, on several occasions I used to say it. He has a lot of knowledge. He's an Islamic scholar. At the same time, he's a traditionalist. He studied Ifa, he studied Oriki. He knows Oriki of all his ancestral lineage. The Lamidi Aláàfin knows 16 Odù Ifá. Each time I went to him, he will recite 2 verses in 16 place for me. Just to let me know that, when we sit like this, after I say, oh, Baba come, Baba Osogbo come, he will start to recite from Ejiobi or Yokumeji. It's 2 verses. I say it when he was alive, and I'm saying it after his departure now. So it's well known. So anyone that want to become alive, he must have all this kind of knowledge. The same thing apply to all Obas too. In olden day, the Oba themselves, they can divine for themselves. They have their own Ikin Ifa. When they have trouble, they have problem, anything, in the time, they take Ikin, talk to it, and design the Odu. Send for the Babalawo. This is Odu that appear. In olden day, if the Babalawo did not pinpoint the problem, they put them in the prison until they find somebody who say, this is what Oba, they get released. That's what they do in olden days. So Oba has his own Ikin Ifa for his own permanent problem. He has Ikin for the town. Anything that affairs of the city, that Ikin is going to be consulted. If it's something,
is that what they call Ifa?
Ikin Ifa.
Ikin Ifa.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So that's how we do it in olden days. That's why at a palace there used to be a room for Ifa, Ile Yara Ifa, Káàṣọ̀gbó, Yàrá Ọya, Ilé Orí. All Orisha of the town has a room in the palace. Ilé Àṣẹ, a place where they kept the
authority,
Àṣẹ,
the power of authority.
Power. Ilé Adé, they keep the crown, and they put people in charge of each room. That is why the king used to have many wives. There used to be a wife who would be in charge of the crown. There's a wife who is in charge of all paraphernalia, the bead. There's one in charge of Shango, Ya-Ile Ori, Ya-Ile. So that's how they have it.
Okay, let's look at Obas. Someone said Orunmila had his own crown.
Orunmila
Had crown. Is it true?
What they mean is that they used to refer to Setilo that Muslim people used to talking about. Orunmila is not an handicap. It's a
No, that he had his own crown. Adete,
he has his own crown. Orunmila has his own crown. Ade Otutu Ọ̀pọ̀. Ọba ń dádé, mo gbédè bọ̀rùn, èmi ọba lọ̀gbọ̀ gbà. No king can challenge Oluawo or Araba when he wear the crown, because it was Orunmila who gave the crown to the king.
How?
I told you the story I told you earlier that there was a.
Okay.
So the day Orunmila told the king to go, the king said it's never been so sheer, never been public. Orunmila said, now you have to go out, tell the drum to come, tell the trumpet to come, and dress, put on your bead. And it was Ade that Obatala gave to Orunmila. Orunmila gave it to the king. He wear that crown, he dance around the city. He said, we see the king today. Look at this king. He's handsome. He's beautiful. He danced back and forth. And the king became sociable and appealed to the public. So when Orunmila want to took that king back and that crown back, the king said, no, this one is fit me. You can't take it from me again. So that is how Orunmila make his own crown with Otutu Ọ̀pọ̀ bead. And you see the crown of the king has different color. White color is Obatala. Red and white, Ṣàngó. Brown and green, Orunmila. Black and red, Ẹlẹ́gbára. So all the bead, all the color belong to all Orisha.
Okay.
All the color that you see
On the crown.
is a color of Orisha on them. Obatala Shango, that is why the king is Orisha too. But it was Orunmila who gave the crown to the king in ancient time.
So if the crown the Obas are wearing, if the colors there are talking about the various Orishas, how easy would now be for the Obas to say, we don't want to worship this Orisa?
That's what the same question I can ask. That is why all these kings, they must take care of all these Orisha. That's why they're in their palace, unless they demolish them. There's no ancient palace that you will not see, oh, this is Ka Ifa, this is Ka Oya, this is where we worship Ogun, this is where... Anything happen to the king must know the first place to go. Before he call anybody, there's a lesson for that. And if all the inhabitants deserted the king must go to the crown, invoke his ancestor. Lágbájá, he will call them. Lágbájá, mo pè ọ́ Dọ́là, mo pè ọ́ Kúsànpá, mo pè ọ́ ẹ̀yin lẹ gbé mi débi bí kò gbọdọ̀. And you will see the change before you even consult Ifa. The king must know what to do. The later, he used to even throw the kola. No, yes, he know. The one say yes, the one say no. So, Oba himself, they are Orisha. What make Oba difference from you and me is the ceremony that transform Oba to become a king. If a new Oba is not go through the initiation or the process to be, it's an ordinary person, just like you and me. But an Oba who has Shango on his head, Oba who entered the Ifa grove, the Oba that has Obatala, the Oba they make Ogun for. That is not an ordinary person. That's why in the olden days, Oba is not an ordinary person you can just misuse or do anything like that. But nowadays...
That the citizen will say she want to kill an Oba and the Oba will be making noise.
See? So, but the Oba who refuse to do all that is just an ordinary person.
Let's talk about the initiation process. That is what most people are running away from. They say the initiation is difficult, is deep in occultism. They say in the process, people will have to hit the heart of the late king, will have to do this, will have to do that. What and what exactly take place during initiation?
When they say they eat a human being, that is a lie. If at all, if they did it in olden days, it had been abolished. What is take place in initiation of Oba is that the Oba will be introduced to all Orisha of the town. Okay. The Oba will go to his own ancestors. There used to be a spot, like some people use from town, they have a mausoleum where you go to there, some spend days there.
Communing.
Be with, take a look at the King Elizabeth when he died. You see his son before he slept with the corpse of the Elizabeth. Have you seen it on CNN? We have the same thing here, but when you do that, it's blasphemy. You see a ram follow the king in England. When you took a ram to your ancestor altar here, you do the wrong thing. So the Oba to be has to go to his ancestor grave stay there, pray, chant the oriki. In Oyo, you have to remove the clothes that he wear there. He put on a new, he will kill a ram before left that place, go to another place. The ceremony take 3 months in some place. That I used to say that Aláàfin Ọ̀yọ́, Ọọ̀ni of Ifẹ̀, and Edo Ibini, that is the 3 expensive ceremony to become an Oba. It's extensive and expensive. All others, small. Even their departure, the same thing. When they went back to join their ancestors.
Okay. Before we go to the when they joined their ancestors, Ikpebi, you spoke about it briefly. What exactly takes place? What is
that is
the
where
value, communicative value of Ikpebi?
They call it Ilofi, they call it Ikpebi, they call it whatever they call it. That is a place where the lesson given to the Oba. That is a place where they teach Oba the history, the Oriki, how to behave. When all the large people come to you, when they bring a matter, you are not the first to answer. Let this one talk, let this one talk. Then you are going to conclude how to hold Irukere, how to talk. Ikpebi is a place to do all this. Each day is for each ritual
And
lesson. And
so it's like teaching the Oba world.
That's what they call it. So some people who don't go to Ikpebi, and some even tell us, there's nothing called Ikpebi, we just eat, we wine and dine. No nursing, no. We eat every day, we wine.
When the Oba passes on,
Oba
when an Oba don't die in Yoruba land. So when they depart, how should they be taken care of? Because you look at Ogun State today, they say all these burial rites that they don't want again. Why there is a law now for that? How should the Oba be treated after death? In terms of burial?
It depends how soon they were able to complete the rite of passage, funeral rite of passage. The difference from this, in Osogbo, when Oba depart, they say Obawaja. In Iwo, they say Ileshegi. If it is in Ile-Ife, they say Ekunlo. If it is in Oyo, they say Obawaja. There is a people that give assignments to make announcements. There is a person who must first examine, say, actually, the king had departed. There is a people who will be in charge, prepare the course, where to take the body to. We must preserve all this. That is what we told our people who are Muslim and Christian, that if you want to become an Oba, you have to follow the tradition. Forget you are a Christian or you are a Muslim. Because if you say you are a Muslim, you are going to banish the way they used to bury the Oba is different. The way they used to select the Oba is different. But when you say you are a Christian, they take your body to the what do they call it? Cemetery.
Church and cemetery.
Cemetery. So the identity, your cultural identity is finished there. That means as a nation, as a race, we are destroying our culture. So we used to tell people, leave the.
Are there places where Obas must sleep?
Yes.
The song would say, Obas are buried together in some places, so that when you get there, you can say this is the grave of so Oba who reigned between so and so period. How about that?
So there are some in Oyo now. They have a place called Bara.
Okay.
That was the place they
Obas must live.
I think they have mausoleum too at Ifon here, Ifon Orulu here.
Okay.
There's a forest for the king like that.
To rest.
But there are some towns, they have the premises
of the palace.
of the palace. That's where they kept it. So some towns who, because of civilization, if we don't keep all this, it's going to be vanished. So anyone who wants to become an Oba, forget you are a Christian, forget you are a Muslim.
Okay.
You have to follow the tradition.
But Baba, talking about following the tradition, how true is it that when an Oba dies, they cut
It depends
him to pieces? They remove this, they remove that, they remove this, they remove that.
No. The Christianity people and the Muslims, they use that to abuse to what they do in tradition. And they will cut your head, they remove
your heart.
No, and they remove the organ and you cook the organ. It is animal they use. And they will ask you, what do you eat? I eat over. It is animal they use. They don't use all that. Even when Muhammad want to kill his son, they replace it with the ram. Abi? The human sacrifice have been banished long time ago. Even Orunmila himself wanted to use one his son. It replaced with a she-goat, ewúrẹ́.
Can we have the Odufa?
That is in Odufa Eretemeji.
Please recite it, Baba.
The story is that in olden days they used lunatic, slave, when the human being to use it as a sacrifice. There used to be a woman, Boye Osudo. This woman is an independent woman and a very rich, successful, but has no children. And there used to be an animal that Orunmila used to chase. The animal is called Agbonrin. Deer enter the pit where Oye was live. And Orunmila entered the place, saw the Oye, said, come and bring me out of the pit. It was Oroye who take Orunmila out of the pit. She brought Orunmila to her house. She cooked food. She welcomed Orunmila to her house. And later in the day, she told Orunmila, you see this house? I'm the one that own this house. I have slaves. But I don't have a children of my own. That is my problem. Orunmila said, okay, let's do the consultation. They consult if Orunmila said, you're going to have children, but the reason why you don't have the children is that Babalawo must be your husband. He said, maybe because I'm too rich, nobody come near to me. They get scared. Orunmila, if you can agree to be my husband, I'll be happy. So Orunmila did all the ritual, everything, and they sleep together. Orunmila left. She get pregnant because this woman has no husband. When her pregnant came out, they thought she was having swelling. Her stomach was swollen. They say, Ọlọ́run ní dà láàmú. Where does he go to get the baby? Where does he go to get pregnant? Ọlọ́run Lomu, spilling. On the 9th month, she got a baby, a male child. And she told this boy, say, your father is an indigene of Ile-Ife. Your father is a black man. Your father has a white bright teeth. Ọ̀rúnmìlà dúdú, eyín ẹnu ẹ̀ bí ọ̀kẹ́kẹ́. Your father is from Ife. He's an indigenous of Ife. That's how the boy got to know his own father. So the boy one day started to go here and there. During the people used to fight war, they captured him. They sold him to Ile-Ife as a slave. During the festival, Ọ̀rúnmìlà sent people out to buy a slave they want to use. They buy this boy. And this boy say, my father is he live at Okegeti. My father is a black man. His white, his teeth is a bright as. I say, I say, who is that? He said, that is Olomo. Which your mother? I say, my mother is Oye. I said, my son is this one. So he brought a she-goat. He said, don't kill this boy. Kill the animal. That's how they
outlawed human sacrifice. Thank you, Baba. So much to still talk about. After here, we'll still talk. We'll continue to talk. I want to believe we are educating our people that not everything about our tradition is bad. That we have to do things the way they should be done for the good of the society. I want to appreciate Baba Araba Awo of Osogbo land. Baba Ifayemi Osundagbono. Elebogon. The story of Osundagbono is for another day. Thanks, Baba, for
you're so welcome.
So our viewers, thanks for being there. We'll meet again next week with another personality. Akinola Olabi is my name. Bye bye for now.